Hi, State Senator Paul Formica in historic downtown New London on Bank Street, one of the great cities in our great state. And we're here celebrating Black History Month. And what better place to do it than one of the great businesses right here on Bank Street, Hot Rod's Cafe. And you see that they are beloved all over the state of Connecticut. Black History Month is celebrated in the month of February every year, and the reason is two prominent people honoring Black history. Abe Lincoln, born on February 12th, signed the Emancipation Proclamation, and Fred Douglass, who was the great orator, born on Valentine's Day, February 14th. So Black History Month is in February every year. And you know, if you've never been to Hot Rod's, you really got to go. You got the best wings ever. Why don't we go in and meet my friend Rod Cornish? Great community business. Hey, Rod.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me today. I can
Absolutely.
hardly wait to come in.
Cool, thank you.
I feel those wings already.
Well,
I can't
the
even
wings are
smell,
ready.
but thanks for having us here. We're going to talk about your great business and a little bit about Black History Month.
Sounds good.
Let's go have a seat.
Thanks.
We're in the middle of this great place.
Thanks.
I love it in here. And you know, it's going to be hard for me to talk to you
Right.
with these wings up front here. So if I start chewing on it, you'll forgive me?
No problem.
All right,
problem
good,
at all. Yeah.
good. You know, we're here talking about not only your great business, but February, as I mentioned earlier, is Black History Month. And, you know, you have a great business here. How long have you been in business here in New London?
December was 16 years.
16 years. Tough to do business 16 years on Bank Street. You've seen a lot of places come and go.
Yeah, especially the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much been a steady climb up the first 14, though. We've
Yeah.
been lucky.
Yeah, you know, you have a great product. You're noted statewide for, you know, the quality of your food here.
And nationally.
And nationally. Yeah, tell us about that trophy. What is it?
Back in 2015, we decided to, a friend of the restaurant actually said you should go to the national contest. So I started talking to Chef Carlos about it, the one who's responsible for all these great flavors. And we packed up like 15 of us and in a van, and we went, and we ended up actually taking second place in one of the categories for it. And that's what we got the Golden Buffalo for. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Our first contest.
Nationwide. And I saw you're on some Food Network, Nationwide.
Yeah, we did a
Food
show.
Network,
It was mainly Carlos that was on a show called Chef Boot Camp on the Food Network, which is a national show, which was a great experience as well. So yeah, we've had
who
some
would have
fun.
thought, right?
I know, right?
You know, who would have thought? How great is that? What, you know, obviously you're the anchor, you're a bright spot here in New London. What made you choose New London? Why open up?
That's a great question. Well, New London is my hometown. I'm from New London. My father, Bill Cornish, and my mother's Marie Cornish. She's from New York and he's from New London. So my family's been here for generations. So I had left after I got my MBA from the University of Michigan, and I worked finance jobs. So I was in New York and New Jersey. So I decided to take a year off right around 9/11. I was just getting burnt out from the whole corporate grind. So education's always been so important to my family. I was kind of afraid, even at 40 years old or whatever. I was kind of nervous to tell my family I'm leaving corporate. So I said, I'm going to take a year off. And they were very supportive. And I came back. I spent a few months in Europe. And I really liked the hospitality business. And I decided to make a go of it. So in New London, since this is my hometown, was definitely the natural way to go. So.
And your dad is a great businessman. He's been in business in New London for a long
time.
time.
A lot of years. He believed in New London before a lot of people did. He was buying buildings in this town 30 years ago. And I often wondered why he was doing it. And a lot of people said, you're either the craziest guy or the smartest guy. And it's turning out that he had a vision for New London that a lot of people didn't see. So he's doing pretty well. He's a big inspiration for me wanting to be an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah, good. And he, you know, he's right. He is a visionary. New London is, you know, I think, this close to really, you know, stepping over the top. There's a lot of great things happening. Yeah. People are coming down to live down on Main Street, Bank Street, and State Street, and you know, that's what you need. You got to have people down here.
Traffic.
And you know, tell us about this great thing. You know, we have this sitting in front of me for a very important reason. These mango habanero wings are the best ever anywhere. So.
And I made my favorite, the garlic pepper dry rub, to share with the guys after.
Yeah. So are these a good seller for you? These are part of.
Oh yeah,
how many
wings are who we are. When I first started, just taking it back a little further. When I came back from Europe after leaving Merrill Lynch, I went to Grasso Tech. It was their last adult education program before budget cuts took it away. And this guy, Chef Mario Longo, really took me under his wing. He understood my vision. And so I opened the restaurant, but I didn't know we were going to be a chicken wing place. I wanted to be kind of just American cuisine, kind of a Cheers type of place, you know. So we had 5 wings. I knew I wanted one with garlic, and I sat down with my dad, because he loves garlic, and of course I wanted buffalo. So it just started becoming, I think people started, even though we had burgers and steaks and everything else, they went with the wings. I started telling you before we went on camera that I had the honor of meeting Stu Leonard while I was in grad school at his shop, and he explained to me it's really not what I want to sell, it's what the people want to buy. Because some people are like, oh, I make great spaghetti, I'm going to open a restaurant. It doesn't matter. It's really what your customers want to buy. So but once people started liking the wings, and Rick Coster has been a big supporter of ours over the day, he wrote an article within 2 months of us opening up. It was called Super Wings for the Super Bowl, and it brought more people in, and then it just built on itself. So we just went all in on wings, so to speak. And then Carlos joined us, and it really took off because he brought it to a whole other level. You know, he's been with me for 15 years.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to dig into these wings after we're done today, and you know, come back again. It's you know, we're talking about Black History Month, but Black History Month, Black history is American history. It's our history. It's,
right.
We are a people, and you know, you understand that. Anybody that has a business, I believe, understands that.
Right.
But you took it another level,
right.
and
right.
now you're an author.
Right. Right.
And you know, I think we saw a picture of your son.
Right. Yeah, my son Rowan. Yeah.
On the way in the door. Tell us a little bit about the book.
An animated picture of him right there.
Yeah.
When he was 4 years old, so about 3 or 4 years ago, he used to be a model, but he retired at 5. He said he doesn't want to do it anymore. But he modeled from 4 months to 5 years old, and we were coming home from a modeling gig in New York, and it's like a light just came on. It's like he noticed for the first time that we were different skin tones, because his mom's from Lithuania, you know, blonde, blue eyes, and then I have brown skin. So he just noticed for the first time, and I'm racing through my mind trying to think, you know, how do you have the race talk with a 4-year-old? There are a lot of political things going on, and I want to say the right things. I've never been a parent before, and before I could say anything, he goes, we're really all just the same. It's fine. And that was the end of the conversation. So I was so proud of him at that moment when he said that he understood something that a lot of us adults don't really ever get to understand. So as soon as he fell asleep on the train on the way home, I took out my iPhone and wrote the book, and then it sat on my phone for 4 years. He's almost 8 now, and a couple of local authors wrote books. I'm like, how'd you do that? And they gave me a publisher, Robin over there at Learning Rock Press in Gales Ferry, and she helped me rewrite the book or reform the book and get it published. So.
And so you have this for sale, I know.
I do. It's on Amazon. It's at a lot of fine restaurants, including your restaurant, in different places, and it's just been going really well. We had some some local companies, including Bouvier and Sharon's, who bought a bunch and donated them to local schools, and it's just being really well received all over the whole country. A friend of mine actually, she bought 100 books for the school system in Colorado because a friend of hers' son was getting harassed because his mom was gay, and she wanted all the kids to really read this book, and you know, just because it's not just about race, it's about any kind of differences, that deep down we're really just all the same, like a shared humanity. So it's been really well received, and my niece Autumn illustrated the whole thing. She's a great artist, so it's worked out pretty well. So
we're really all the same. A Rod Cornish book, inspired by his son.
Yeah,
A Rod Cornish recipe inspires.
I'm not giving the recipe.
I know. I tried to get the recipe
you
out.
did,
He wouldn't give me the recipe, but that's okay. I'm happy to come over here and enjoy it. You know, thanks for having us today. Thanks for sharing a little bit about your history as we celebrate Black history, which is American history and Connecticut history. And, you know, we really are all just the same. Well, I want to thank Rod for being a great host today here in Bank Street, New London. If you want to learn more about Hot Rod's Cafe, it's hotrodscafenewlondon.com. If you want to read a little bit of Rowan's book, We're Really All Just the Same, it's rodcornishauthor.com. So make sure you come on down and enjoy this great place. They got the best wings around.
Thank you.
Delicious. See you next time.